name is Kristen Avalos with KristenAvalos.com, creator of the Your Life, Your Way transformational system, where I help women who are feeling overwhelmed with anxiety and stress, who are feeling trapped in their own lives, to really start to feel their own power again and to really take control of their life and confidently make decisions that are gonna make them feel connected again to not only other people, but also to their purpose in life. And so I was leading a women's circle a couple weeks ago, and we were inspired by the sign of Aries. It was for the Aries new moon. And so when we're talking about Aries, we're talking about really that fire in our core, that confidence that we have, that ability to take action and to be inspired and to feel creative. And so one of the things that prevents that from happening is when we ourselves start to burn those flames down and to really tamper them down. And so we suppress our anger. And if we can't let our anger through, what happens? And so one of the things that we were discussing, and a term that I like to use, is shit hits the fan. Because if you are not expressing yourself and expressing what your needs are and what your desires are, it is going to go somewhere. So it's either going to go somewhere in your body and cause a health problem like arthritis, even cancer. It can cause lockjaw if you're not communicating your needs and you're angry about that. And so that's what we don't want that. We want to be able to allow this anger to move through us. And when we repress our anger, we're not only repressing that anger, we're repressing all of that inner fire that we have. We're repressing our creativity. We're repressing our ability to take those steps forward that are going to make us feel more confident in ourselves and our ability to take action and be strong. And so that's why I want to do some tapping on the issue of resentment. And so I'm sure you can think about a time when you have been feeling resentment. And I know for me, there's been times where I've been so angry before I go to bed that I can't sleep because I'm just so mad. Has that ever happened to you? And the thing is, typically the other person, if it's your spouse, they're sitting right next to you, they're sleeping right next to you in bed. They have no idea what's going on in your body or the way that you're feeling. A lot of times they don't have any clue. And so one, that is not hurting them at all. That is coming back to you in your body and creating stress in your system. And I mean, long term, this is what could lead to those health issues. And so I want you to think about a situation that is either making you resentful now, or maybe in the past has made you feel resentful. And so maybe it's a coworker, maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's another family member. And I want you to just really feel into that emotion of resentment. And so a lot of times something happened that you just would not justify, you feel is unfair, you feel less cared for, you feel less loved. So think about that situation and rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning I am so resentful of that, and 1 being the lower end of the scale. I know this is a fun topic, isn't it? Okay, So the good news is we are going to do some tapping on this issue of resentment to really start to move that within our systems. And then we'll see how we feel then. So we're going to jump right into the tapping points because I'm sure at this moment you're really starting to feel it. Here I am, and I just realized I have so much resentment. I am filled with resentment. And you know what? I should feel this way. I am so angry. What they did was not fair. What they said was not right. And you know what? They took advantage of my kindness. And that was not fair. And I could just scream right now. I could just burst right now because I am so angry at them. And it's not fair. I did not deserve to be treated that way. And I am so angry about it. I can't sleep. I can't eat. I am just so mad. I did not deserve that. And I could just explode. I could just scream. That was not fair. That was not fair. It wasn't right, and I will never agree that it was right. What they did was wrong. It was unfair. It was so unfair. I shouldn't be treated this way. No one should be treated this way. And I will never forgive them for it. I have no desire to forgive them because what they did was not right. And I have so much anger because of it. And this anger is flowing through my system. This anger is just filling my entire body. And I'll never say that what they did was right, because it wasn't. It was wrong. I'm right. I won't forgive them. I will never forgive them. I don't agree with that behavior. I don't like when I'm being treated that way because it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I think I could just burst with anger. All of this resentment, all of this bitterness, it's running through my entire system. Okay, so take a deep breath in. And I want you to rate that on a scale of 1 to 10, your feelings of resentment. Breathe. And I hope that the number went down. If it did not go down below a 5, then keep doing that tapping. And of course, when you're doing tapping, the more specific you can be and the more anger you can express, the better. And if you are interested in working with me one-on-one to really work through this anger and this resentment, I do one-on-one coaching, and so definitely reach out to me. I'll leave my email address below or comment on this video, and I would love to help you work through this even more deeply. But if you are ready to move on, I'll do a round that's a little bit more positive. And again, this is, you really want to work through the specifics of that anger, because chances are there's a lot of it there. But I just want you to see what the other side of it really is, of this emotion. So we'll jump right into the points. Here I am, and I just realized something right now. I have a lot of anger. I have been holding on to a lot of resentment. And it really did not feel good. It didn't feel good to hold on to all of that resentment inside of me. It didn't feel good to just let it sit there and stew. And it didn't make me feel any better by holding on to it. So in this moment, I'm willing to let some of it go. I'm willing to release just a little bit of it, because I still refuse to say that they were right, because they weren't right. But I realize now that I don't have to justify their behavior. I don't have to agree with what they did. I don't have to agree with what they didn't do. And I see now that I really did deserve better. I do deserve better than that. But I'm willing to see now that holding on to that resentment did nothing to change the situation. I'm willing to see now that holding on to that resentment was only hurting me. I'm willing to see that holding on to that resentment was causing me to push down some of my most valuable assets. Holding on and trying to tamper down that anger, it was only squashing my power. It was squashing my creativity. It was squashing my desire and my motivation. And I completely forgot how it feels to have those emotions, because I have been so busy being stuck in my own anger. So I'm open to releasing just a little bit of it now. I'm open to forgiving just a little bit. I'm open to being in the present moment right now. And I am willing to move on from this. I am willing to transform this anger into something even better. I am willing to transform this anger into something that is going to propel me forward. I'm allowing myself to be inspired now. And I am allowing myself to take my power back. Because I can do it, and I do deserve it. And I am totally open to seeing what I can do. Okay, so take a deep breath in and a breath out. And I want you to just rate this number, your resentment, again on a scale of 1 to 10. And hopefully we have stirred some of that fire within you now. And you can start to really take the action and to speak what you need to say and to do what you need to do, because the truth is you are in control. You have the power to change this. You have the power to release this, and you have the power to be in the moment and choose how you want to feel. So I hope that was helpful. Please leave a comment for me below if you got some relief from doing this tapping. Again, if you want to do some work with me one-on-one more deeply in the Your Life, Your Way transformational system, please reach out to me. My email address is kristen@kristenavalos.com. So thank you so much, and go out there and feel powerful.